Hello and welcome. Welcome to the annual BERNINA New Products webinar. I'm joined today with my colleagues, Lee, Kate, Julie, and I'm Sylvain. We're going to talk sewing, embroidery, quilting, you name it. The key topic for today is how do you take something that is top-notch to the next level? Haley and Kate will take it away after a brief video.
Designed to bring you more features that enhance the joy of creating, this is the new BERNINA 790 Pro. The joy of beautiful results. Next generation BERNINA Stitch Precision 2 technology makes your sewing, quilting, and embroidery experience quieter and more precise. With a superior stitch quality and embroidery speed that's up to 33% higher. The joy of getting a helping hand. The new automatic needle threader on the B790 Pro assists you with getting started, conveniently and quickly. Experience the joy of freedom. Wi-Fi now connects the B790 Pro directly to BERNINA Embroidery Software 9 to transfer embroidery designs, or connect to the BERNINA Stitch Out app. You can monitor embroidery progress and thread colors remotely and receive notifications when your attention is needed. Perfect placement for the perfect project. The BERNINA Pinpoint Laser marks your start and travel points as you sew and embroider. Feel the joy of precision and control. The joy of unlimited quilting. The B790 Pro lets you easily customize quilt designs with unlimited scaling and setting of stitches per inch. The joy of evolving on the go. The 4-point placement function on the B790 Pro allows you to morph your designs to precisely suit your project. From the joy of mastering a stitch to the joy of completing a project, the BERNINA 790 Pro gives you the tools to perfect every project, every stitch, every single time.
So let me formally introduce you to the BERNINA 790 Pro. The Pro takes an existing machine in our line, the B790 Plus, a beloved machine, and just evolves it that much further with a variety of new features. So if you'll take a look at the faceplate on this machine, we have this beautiful matte anthracite gray, this really, really deep charcoal gray with additional features in chrome. So you can see the name and number of the machine printed in chrome on the left side. And on the right, you might notice, under the right lighting, this new Stitch Precision 2 label. What that means is that there are a whole bunch of new things in this machine, both hardware, software, lots of small things that ultimately, when put all together, take your BERNINA sewing experience to the next level. It's the next level of BERNINA Stitch Precision. There are some really fun and exciting hardware features that are new on the B790 Pro. We have a new automatic needle threader. I know that's always it's the littlest things that make these machines that much more exciting. And the needle threader on this machine is really easy and fast. I can thread my needle with just the push of a button. Oh, you love to see it. One of my other favorite new things on the B790 Pro is the BERNINA Pinpoint Laser. I can activate that laser, again, just the tap of a button on our status bar, and I can see my laser. Not super well on this fabric, but I can see my needle position in any position of the needle. So if I'm in decorative stitching, that laser follows my needle in all positions. If I'm moving a straight stitch, the laser is going to follow. And I can use that with any BERNINA presser foot. So whether you're just a sewist or you're working embroidery, that laser is a really cool feature. So Kate.
Yeah.
You're our embroidery specialist at BERNINA.
I am.
How do you feel about computerized quilting?
I have fallen in love with it this year. I've done so much of it thanks to this baby.
There are some really cool new features in Pro that are going to take your computerized quilting projects to the next level, making things that much easier, faster, more precise. One of those things is customizable quilting designs. So the BERNINA 790 Pro can read BQM files.
So what is a BQM file?
Well, that's a great question. If you're just an embroiderer or if you just worked on a domestic machine, you're probably not familiar with that type of file. It is a quilting file. It is not technically an embroidery file. This is the file type that our long armors use on the Q series machines with automation. So if you are somebody that already has a Q series and has a library of BQM files, you can use them on your domestic with B790 Pro. Or if you're somebody that's like, you know, you're a quilter, maybe a long arm is kind of down the road in your future, you maybe don't have space for it, that's me, but you want to get started with automation and start playing with that kind of technique, you can start curating a library and putting them to use on the B790 Pro. There are 76 BQM files built into this machine. And another unique thing about a BQM file is that they're infinitely scalable. That's why our long armors love them. I can size a design as much as I want to. You know better than anybody with embroidery designs. We usually like to stay within 20% of that design's original size, either up or down, because
absolutely.
Weird things happen with an embroidery design. But with a BQM file, I can size it 5% or I can size it 500%. The stitches aren't calculated until I actually go to sew out that design. So no matter what size my quilt block is, I can use a file on a 2-inch block, I can use it on an 8-inch block, and it will always stitch at the SPI that I like. To do that, we have a new feature built in the settings of our machine. In the machine setup and in our embroidery settings menu, we have this new icon here, this little squiggly line guy. This is our SPI setting. The default is 10 stitches per inch, but I can make longer stitches and have down to 4 stitches per inch or up to 24. So no matter what your personal preference is, if you just like a shorter stitch length or a little longer, you can customize this and the machine will always stitch out at that SPI even after you turn the machine off, and you can always come back and reset it if you want. So using these BQM files, we have a new placement tool that makes it that much better. I'm all about things in the machine that can make me think less about the machine and what the machine is doing, how to make sure it's performing well, and focus more on my project. And this next feature, this new feature, 4-point placement, hurrah, really
So
does
excited.
that. I'll show you pretty quickly. I have a quilt block here. I have just, a square and a square. I pieced this so I know this inner block here is about 4.5 inches. This is a wonky block. I did this intentionally.
We'll call it that. Yeah.
We'll say it's intentional. I made this pretty wonky. How often are all of your points perfect? How often are all of your seam allowances exactly that like scant 1/4 inch? Fabrics stretch, they warp, things get off a little bit at some point in the process. But I have a quilting design here that I want to position perfectly in this white square in my fabric. I'll open the new 4-point positioning tool, and my design has 4 points on the corners of my BQM design, my quilting design. When I select these points, the machine will move the hoop so that the needle is positioned where this design would be in the hoop. And I just use my multifunction knobs to match the corners of my design with the corners of my block.
And we're seeing the laser even better now, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and having that laser on, I can see exactly where that needle is going to be. I don't have to reach back and rock with the hand wheel every single time to check that needle position. And you can see how quick and responsive the module is.
So fast. And when they go into their local dealer to play around themselves.
Exactly. When you really need to like get your hands on it and see it in the store and do it yourself to see exactly how quick and how easy this is. But let's see. Now I'll be a little picky. So now I have positioned my design to fit perfectly inside this block. When I had the design opened initially, it was about 6.5 inches square. I've resized it to about 5 inches square. And I can even add a margin to my design, so it would squish the design in a little bit. For example, if you were adding quilting to like an applique, you can bring your quilting in, you know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, whatever you decide, to make sure that that quilting design doesn't cross over your applique stitching. You spent a lot of time to make sure that applique was pretty and nice, and so now you make sure that the quilting fits perfectly as well. I'll close that. I'm happy with where my design is positioned, and I'm going to go to stitch out. We have a new quilting stitch out setting on here. So the machine, when that's active, has some, it's going to cue the machine to turn off or turn on certain things that we know work really well for computerized quilting. Things that, again, you no longer have to think about. The machine's just going to take care of that for you, and you can focus on the project. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
The B790 Pro has built-in Wi-Fi connectivity. And I have a new BERNINA Stitch Out monitoring app. So when I'm at my Stitch Out screen, I can open up my Stitch Out app. I can see my B790 Pro is right there.
That's so cool.
And when it connects, if you were doing a more complicated embroidery design, right now I only have one thread color because we're just quilting.
Yes, absolutely.
But it will tell you exactly the thread brand and thread color that is in your design. So you can take your phone over to where you have your threads stored. You don't have to write out that list.
Oh.
You can take it with you on your phone and just check them off the list as you put them in your basket, put them wherever you want them to be.
Okay, but that's really cool.
It's very handy. It's like little but practical.
So practical.
And then I can see the stitch out, similar to how I see on my machine. I can see how much time is left on an individual color, how much is left on the design in total. I have another view where I can see the list of colors, but my favorite is the actual visual representation of the design. And there's a little crosshair in here so I can monitor my design and see exactly where it's at.
That's awesome.
The app will send me a notification if there's any sort of issues with the design, if there's a thread breakage, if it's just time to change colors, and when my design is done. So let's get started stitching out. I have my needle threaded. I just need to grab it. We're quilting, so I'm going to bring that bobbin thread up and start my design. I'm going to pause really quick just to get my thread tail out of the way.
Of course.
Don't want to catch that.
Yeah.
And see my phone. Oh, your machine stopped. Doesn't know that I did it. And it has a new securing tie-in and tie-off. That's part of that quilt stitch out setting. It has a different small running stitch, securing stitch, like you would do if you were actually free motion quilting.
Absolutely.
And it's a really clean, invisible finish on the design. So I can see on screen the same way here. I can see on my app a crosshair that's following the path of my embroidery design as it stitches out. The B790 Pro has, of course, some new things in terms of stitches and embroidery designs built in. We have 194 new decorative stitches. I mean, that alone, there's some really cute ones in here.
And in case you guys didn't hear this, that laser works in all 9 needle positions.
Yeah,
So
all needle positions. You can see exactly where that laser is going to be. We have 2 new sewing alphabets. We have 7 new embroidery alphabets. And we have a lot of, oh no. My thread tail got caught.
The thing we were trying.
We were trying to avoid. My thread tail got caught because I wasn't paying attention to that. I was talking to you.
Well,
Um,
that's how my embroidery goes at home
That's
as
what
well.
happened. So with us. We have a whole bunch of new embroidery designs. So if you have a B790 Plus, the embroidery designs that are built in on Pro are all new. It's a completely new embroidery library. Plus, we have an additional new 168 designs. So we have a total of 500 designs that are built in on Pro, which is really amazing.
Really amazing.
In terms of other new features on the 790 Pro, we have some more embroidery features. We have multi-line lettering. We can create up to 10 lines of lettering in one go. And then you can adjust the line justification. So you can have them all left aligned, centered, or right aligned.
I'm a center aligned. I always want it all centered. I am. So I'm so excited about this. Now I can justify the center. I mean, multi-line alone is so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, these are things that, you know, you can get the same result on an existing Bernina, but it's that much faster. It's that much easier to do those things. And then we have a new align and distribute tool in embroidery. So if you have multiple objects in the hoop, you can align all of them by their centers, either vertically or horizontally. And then you can evenly distribute them through the hoop, which again, things that you can do.
My software people are like,
your software people.
My software people are like excited about this. But it's something we had to do there.
But it's built in now on this machine, on the Pro, and it makes, again, that much easier, that much more simple. We have Shape Designer on the 790 Pro. We love that from the 880 Plus. We love that Shape Designer. But now it's also on a 7 Series machine, which is really exciting. And then kind of more on the sewing side are quilting features.
Yeah.
We have BSR 3, that basting mode with BSR, and we have the kickstart function. So whether you're just a simple sewist, if you are a quilter, if you're an embroiderer, there are tons of new features built in on this machine for you, no matter what you like to do.
Absolutely.
And through the end of the year, we have a really great gift with purchase with 790 Pro.
We do.
So maybe this isn't your travel machine, but you'll have to take it to the store at some point. We have the full luggage set for the 790 Pro. So we have the extra large trolley for the sew head. We have the extra large suitcase for the module. And we have the Bernina embroidery bundle. This massive box back here. I'm afraid to open it because I can't get it all back in. But it contains stabilizers, threads, embroidery notions, the big book of embroidery, design collections from OESD, and a gift card from Embroidery Online from OESD. If you are already an embroiderer, this is just going to restock your supply. But if you're not yet, it has all of the things to get you started.
That's what I love about it, is because then, you know, you can be a little timid as a newbie, but with your 790 Pro, you're getting all this incredible stuff. You can dive right in.
Yeah. And maybe my favorite part of this gift with purchase is the maxi hoop. This is the largest embroidery field that you can stitch on the 7 Series. It's about 8 inches by 16 inches, so you can fit quite a bit in there.
Yeah.
For no matter what types of projects, especially if you're starting computerized quilting, you can fit quite a bit of a quilt in one pass.
Absolutely.
In that maxi hoop.
Yeah.
And then additionally, because we're Bernina, we love education. This 790 Pro is going to come with a coupon for your new Skill Hub series, which is a new education platform for you guys, for the public, to help you learn this machine all online on your own time frame when you take it home.
So exciting. That's in addition to what you get with your
from your store
dealer.
Yeah. So this is just a supplement. You know, you can't always call your dealer at 11 o'clock at night when you're sewing. Some of us are, but the Skill Hub will be there and will be a great resource for you no matter your schedule. So that's 790 Pro. That's a little bit of it. Of course, I can't really dive into all of the great things about this machine in this short time frame, but I love this machine. I'm super excited about it, but I'm even more excited to hear about that baby right there.
Ooh, and we have a lot to tell you about this sweet little machine, but we're going to do that right after this video. I'm in love. I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it. And it is with this gorgeous CAFE 570. Now, this CAFE 570, it's the third CAFE machine that Bernina has. Gorgeous.
They're all different.
They're all different. Yes, we have our 770, we have our 475, and now we have the 570.
She's
Beautiful.
so cute.
She's so cute. Okay, but she's more than that. Hold on. She's not just looks. So we are going to focus on looks in just a second here. But it's all the wonderful things we love about the 570. So we have our dual feed, our 9mm stitch width, this wonderful screen that's 4.3 inches, colorful. You need the color, obviously, like hello. She's stunning. I truly think that I'm in trouble with this baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think she needs to come home with me. So I've been, telling my boyfriend about it nonstop. She is a powerhouse and cute to boot. So we have this wonderful faceplate designed by CAFE. CAFE Fassett, in case you don't know, an incredible designer of all
kinds of textiles.
all kinds of textiles.
The man has so much talent.
So much talent. And this faceplate is based off the Big Blooms fabric. So we have this gorgeous like light blue color with these wonderful white dots and these big beautiful flowers that I can't get enough of. Of course, on the front of the machine, it says CAFE for us, so we know it did not interrupt our faceplate. She's stunning. She's stunning.
Mhm.
And then within the machine, let me come over here. Not only do we have all this beautiful CAFE on front for us to be inspired by, but we have 31 9mm decorative stitches within their own folder. It'll say CAFE for you. Let me open it all the way up. These are beauties. 31 of them. You got to scroll through. Once again, get to your dealer, look at this machine, pet it. You always have to come pet them. And then on the embroidery side, we have 39 CAFE embroidery designs. They're in their own special folder. We not only have beautiful embroidery designs that match the Big Blooms faceplate, but we also have quilting designs because I told you I'm obsessed with computerized quilting, and the CAFE computerized quilting is so good.
So if somebody wanted to take one of these cutie pies home, what do they get with it? Somebody. Hypothetically, if somebody wanted to take one home.
Someone had 2 thumbs and wanted to take this machine home. Well, let's look at what we'd get because we have the wonderful, I know, Vanna, we're gonna, Vanna for a moment. Not only do you get the incredible machine, but you get these wonderful suitcase sets with the CAFE designs on them. So we have one for our machine, which is what Haley's holding. We have one for our embroidery unit, which Haley's going to be holding in a second. Ta-da! And then we also have a dust cover with this wonderful like gray.
Yeah, the gray with the like turquoise piping and his paperweight print. They're really, really cute.
I'm in
Real
trouble.
cute.
I'm in trouble. I am in love with this machine. She's stunning. But it's not just that. We also get the wonderful Bernina box, embroidery box, should you go for the embroidery module.
Right, because the 570 you can get with or without embroidery.
Exactly.
If you're just a free motion quilter, you haven't leveled up to computerized quilting just yet.
Yes, right. I will get you addicted to embroidery eventually. That's my whole goal. However, you want to take home the beautiful machine and not take home the embroidery unit, you get the case and the dust cover. But if you're taking home the embroidery module as well, you're going to get the embroidery module suitcase. You're going to get the big, the Bernina box.
Yep, stabilizer, big book of embroidery, threads, all of those essentials to get you started with embroidery again, if you haven't already.
There are also, now I'm going a little off the cuff here, but CAFE designs, right?
Yeah.
OESD designed OESD digitized CAFE designs
Yeah.
that you can only get with this machine.
Yeah, right. So there's an amount that are built in on the machine, and then there are, what, 5 additional collections?
Yes.
Like full collections of more CAFE designs. So there's embroidery designs, there's 1 or 2 applique quilts that are CAFE
yes,
quilts.
that are gorgeous.
Yeah, so you get tons of CAFE with this machine, not just on the faceplate, not just built in, but you're taking home a lot of CAFE.
You're taking home a lot of CAFE, and she's so worth it and so gorgeous. So.
She's so cute.
Yeah. You did say about those that are slowly getting addicted to the computerized quilting. I have something to show you.
Oh.
I do. That would be our new hoop.
Another cutie.
So I'm going to bring this over here so we can cut this way. It's not the easiest thing to hold in this manner. Oh, thank you, Vanna Hands. Thank you. So this is our new clamp hoop. This is the small clamp hoop. So she is officially 6.5 by 6.5 inches. So the medium clamp hoop was 8.5 by 8.5. Just double checking on my, my numbers there. But this beauty now works on our 5 series machines. So I think when you go get your CAFE, you got to pick up this cutie.
Yeah, you get the machine, you got the embroidery bundle, and you got to get the small clamp hoop.
You got to get the small clamp hoop for all those CAFE quilts you're going to be making. Absolutely.
I love those clamp hoops because it's really easy to hoop and reposition.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's designed for quilts, so it makes it that much easier to reposition something that's big and bulky and a little heavy like a quilt. And because that embroidery field is actually 6.5, you can quilt a 6-inch block and have a little wiggle room. You know, you're never gonna exactly hoop your block perfectly square in a hoop. So you've got some wiggle room in there, and you have pinpoint placement on the 570.
For sure.
2-point positioning to get that quilting design exactly where you want it in the block.
It's wonderful. And I'll admit, I was one of those people who was using it wrong. I wasn't using this acrylic. I was just kind of winging it. This acrylic is so useful. So when you purchase your beautiful small clamp hoop, you're going to get 8 clamps. They just clamp on and off with ease. You're going to get this thick acrylic. There's some ASMR for you. Yeah. You're going to get this thick acrylic template. This is going to, as well as the outer hoop, you're going to hold your acrylic into place.
Smush it down.
Smush it down with your quilt sandwich out here. Smush, clamp.
Yeah.
It's not official lingo.
Smush and clamp.
Smush and clamp.
But it's really easy. It's really easy.
Yes, I was using it incorrectly, so I was like, what the? Then I used it right. I'm that person. Now I'm obsessed with it. I use it for all of my
all the time.
Quilting.
Yeah, all the time.
She's wonderful.
I love her.
I love her.
So it's not the end of cute, new, colorful, thanks to the BERNINA line.
Beautiful powerhouses.
Beautiful powerhouses.
Yeah.
Sylvain and Julie have something even more exciting ready for you next.
Introducing the B79 Yaya Han edition. Yes, I got to help make a sewing machine. For the Yaya Han edition, we have combined my knowledge and aesthetics with Burnett's Swiss design to bring you this elegant, futuristic sewing machine with stylish colors. We have included an additional set of 8 presser feet that I personally selected with garment making in mind. That's a total of 18 different presser feet to help you realize even your boldest creative ideas. As a combo machine, you can sew and do embroidery with the B79 Yaya Han edition. The machine comes preloaded with 276 embroidery designs ready to go. I carefully selected 64 motifs that are perfect for cosplay and fashion, and created 4 additional Yaya Han designs that are all exclusive to this machine. Next, we give you 3 hoops so you can embroider motifs in different sizes. And the best part is, we have included the BERNINA embroidery software Creator 9, which enables you to design, customize, and edit any embroidery motifs. Thanks to a powerful engine, this machine is a proper workhorse that can handle tough and bulky materials with ease. It comes with an intuitive 5-inch color touchscreen that displays all the information directly above your sewing project, so you always know what's going on. Last but not least, I want to point out the Bernette Dual Feed, which is an upper feed dog in addition to the lower one that guides fabric safely through the sewing area. It comes in very handy when working with slippery fabrics such as velvet or chiffon. All in all, the Bernette B79 Yaya Han edition is a unique total package for any creative enthusiast. This machine has everything you need to succeed.
Welcome back. So talking of taking things to the next level, right? Julie and I helped introduce the B79 Bernette a few years ago, right?
Yep.
And it's an awesome machine. It comes with 10 presser feet. It has 9 inches. It's a big harp onto the right of the needle. It sews fast. It's brightly lit. It's really it has dual feed built in. It's really a powerful package. It does embroidery, right? 200
Yes.
designs back then that
Right.
built in, 500 stitches. A really well routed package. The embroidery goes all the way up to 10 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch. So you can do pillows and big stuff in it.
Yeah.
But this year, we pushed that up, right? With
We
the special edition, Yaya Han special edition, we have now added across the board. So you've been working with embroidery on it, correct?
I have.
So
yes.
what's new?
So in this special edition, we have 64 embroidery designs that were designed by Yaya Han. And one is right here. We stitched this out in one of my classes. This is one of Yaya Han's designs. And look how dense this is. This is really dense. And I was amazed at how easily this stitched out. And it's just beautiful. I love it in this gold thread. And she has over 60 of these beautiful designs in the machine, including 3 of her spider lily flowers that she's well known for.
Yes. So now there's a total of 276 embroidery
Right.
designs on that machine. That's a lot.
That is a lot. But
now, what do you do with the designs, right?
right.
I see that little box over here.
Yes, if you want even more designs, you get the BERNINA software creator with this machine. And here you get almost 400 more designs.
And this is well over $1,000 value added
Yeah.
to that machine.
Oh
So,
yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible that this package, this software comes with this beautiful machine.
And what does the software do?
You get all your designs, you can stitch them out as is, or you can edit them to customize them how you want, or you can create your own new designs from scratch.
Yes, you can digitize from scratch. You can digitize with images, right? Auto digitize.
Yep.
And I was playing with it, and you can even do cut work, create your own cut work. And my favorite, if you can draw it like a heart, you can make your own appliques.
Oh, nice.
So all you have to do is draw the lines, and it will do the applique process for you all at once. Yes.
Yeah. And you can scan in your own images.
Yeah. So this extends what the machine can do. You can take full advantage of it, right? Now that was on the embroidery, but I saw other stuff on the project that you had.
Okay, yes. So with this machine, you also get an exclusive Yaya Han presser foot set. So this presser foot set comes with the machine, and you can only get it with the machine. You can't get this anywhere
And how
else.
many feet are in the set?
So there are 8 feet in here. Let me open it up for you. It comes with this cute booklet.
And
with
every
Yaya
foot is
Han.
documented in there. So
Yes, every foot. And yeah, there's Yaya Han on there, and she is amazing. Yaya Han is a cosplay designer. She's been in cosplay for over 20 years, right?
Yes, and she's very high end in terms of skills. She is consummate, sewist, and her costumes are amazing.
Oh, they're incredible.
Yeah, detailed, intricate. Yes.
So she put this together, this set, and in this set, it includes a couple of my favorites are the open embroidery foot, because this machine has hundreds of decorative stitches. I love decorative stitches. And here's a beautiful one right here.
And they go all the way to
beautiful
7
that
millimeter
is.
wide, so that you can really see them from a distance.
Yeah.
And then
That
you have
is
trims or something
beautiful.
next to that, right?
Yeah, so I have this right here is a very thin ribbon. It's,
Oh, wiggly stuff.
Yeah, slippery. So this foot set has a ribbon couching foot.
Mhm.
And look how nicely, this is 2 parallel lines of that slippery ribbon. So easy to stitch
Yeah.
out.
Now, we both taught at convention at Bernina University on this machine, right? You did the ribbon super narrow, and I did a 1/4-inch ribbon in my class. And
Yeah.
same thing happened. The foot guided the ribbon, and you just sewed. You did
Yeah.
not have to wrangle
Yeah.
with the ribbon anymore.
And you could sew fast.
Yeah, and I noticed there were other feet in there. Like I saw there's a non-stick foot.
Yes.
And the funny thing is that we did not coordinate ahead of time on this.
No, we did.
But between our 2 classes, we used every foot in the
We
box,
did.
right?
We covered it all.
Yeah, that was fun. So that is value added. That normally would be, an extra investment if you did not have it included, but it is
Right.
included with this machine.
And you can only get it with this machine.
Exactly. Now the feet are available separately otherwise, but to get the full set like this
Yeah.
included,
Yes.
it's
With
with
the
a
Yaya
Han
Han
edition.
set.
Yes. Now you're holding something different,
Yes, so there's another foot in there. It's an adjustable binder attachment.
which is included in that foot set.
It is
Yeah.
in the foot
Mhm.
set, and you can easily create ties. And then you could also insert fabric and add fabric with the binding all in one step.
So attach your binding to the base project in one
Yes,
step, right?
yes.
And that again is included in that.
It is included, and it's adjustable, so you could do different widths.
Mhm.
And I've used it a lot, and let me tell you, it is easy.
Yeah.
Really
Now to
easy.
tell you, in my class we did in 3 hours or less, actually or less. We finished early, which I
Yes.
did not expect.
Yes,
The
you did.
machine cruised and breezed through everything. We did 11 fabrics. You're
Mhm.
talking faux fur, spandex, faux leather.
Oh
We
my
gathered
goodness.
chiffon.
Yeah.
Stuff
Yep.
that you might think, okay, can my machine do this?
Right.
We went through everything. And the machine, we did use 5 different sewing needles, in
Yeah.
3 hours, and the machine executed everything
Yeah.
impeccably.
Talk about fear no fabric.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you could sew anything. And that was the point, because if you're going to use something like this, let's say to do costumes, costumes are crazy, right? You have latex, you have plastic, you have leather,
Yeah,
you
you're
have
working.
rubber and all that. We even
A lot of
did
material.
scuba
Oh.
diving neoprene,
Yeah,
and it went like butter. Literally, it went like butter. The machine handled everything super well.
I believe it.
Tension, everything was super good. So we have what was a solid platform now really, augmented with all the stuff that goes with it. But once you have that, you're going to need thread.
Oh,
Right?
right. Yes. Well, I have something for that.
All right.
I do. It is the Bernina Thread Library by Metler.
Mm.
Look at this.
So we're
let me
talking
just
Metler,
put
so we're
this
talking
down
top
here.
quality thread.
Yes, we're talking top quality thread by Metler and 96 spools.
Oh, wow.
In this reusable tote. And I have to open this up for you because it is so beautiful when you open it up. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And it's 12 different types of
Yeah,
thread.
I see that you have your silk finish cotton, 50 weight.
Yes.
The quilters love that thread. I see some metallic and some embroidery thread. What else you have
Yes,
there?
the poly sheen for embroidery. And we have your favorite thread,
Oh,
Sylvain.
wait. That would not be Seraflex, would it?
It is.
Seraflex has elastane in it. It will stretch up to 60%. You can now sew spandex, like those costumes, with a
Yes.
straight stitch.
Mhm.
And it will not pop when you stretch it.
Yeah.
That thread is amazing.
It's
We used it in
awesome.
the class,
Yep.
and everybody wrote the name down.
It's
But then I
awesome.
saw, Sarah is basically Metler's language for the thread lines, right?
Mhm.
But I saw one called Sarah Cycle. What's that?
Yeah, their cycle's relatively new, and that thread is made out, it's 100% recycled plastic bottles.
Oh, wow. So when you
Yes.
think of recycle, you're
Yeah.
really in business there, right?
Right, if you're doing an upcycle project or use their cycle.
Yeah, and just about every thread in there, every thread type, there's more than one color. So
Yes,
if you want to explore, try stuff out, you'll have representative threads in each category, each type,
Yes.
but also you have choices of colors as well, so you're not stuck with just black and white.
And there's variegated in here too.
Awesome. Awesome.
And a polyglow.
So 96 spools.
96 spools.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and this reusable tote. So if you are going on retreat and you're not sure what projects you're going to work on, you just take this and you will have any thread you could possibly need for any project.
That is awesome. Now, I have a question though.
Yes.
I have an overlocker, right? So what about me? What about my overlocker?
I have something for that too. I have the overlock thread collection. Comes in this beautiful tin.
By Mettler, I see,
Oh,
right?
yes, it's the Ceracore by
And
Mettler.
Ceracore is top quality overlock or serger thread,
Yes.
right? So you never
Yes.
question how you're going to do the project. You put the thread in there, and then you can focus on the steps of construction and all that, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, how many spools is that?
We have 32.
Wow. And then we counted the colors earlier, right? What is 11 colors, right?
Yes, yes.
So there's a bit of everything in there, like mid-tones, darker, brighter, so that
a whole range.
Yes, so that you
Yeah.
have a more than a starter set. This is going to cover a lot of ground.
Yes, this will last you a long time.
Yes,
Well, I guess
pinks,
it
reds,
depends how much
blues,
you
grays,
sew.
whites, and
It's
black.
beautiful, and it's a beautiful tin too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So now my overlocker, I have a good starter set, for having a good range of threads.
Yeah.
And what's that thing on top of the rack there?
Now, I have a surprise for you, Sylvain. This is for you.
Okay. So I've been told this is a new accessory case for overlockers, right?
Yes.
So we've had one very similar to this for for sewing machines, right? And all
right.
I call them scuzzies, the accessories that you take with you, right? So let's check this baby out.
Okay.
So system is very familiar. I open this and there's straps here to hold everything. I see that. And then there's a lid here for the first tray. This is a tray, it's removable. I can see it comes out. It's an open compartment. So that one here, you could put your rotary cutter. If you have a small ruler, you can put that in there. Then this will hold everything in and the straps will latch that up, right? This is a panel with open pockets, but with elastic and mesh pockets. So, little tweezers, screwdrivers, stuff like that could go in there. Or if you need to contain them, there's one with zippers here, a zipper here. And then we have trays down here. That one is shaped like the press-a-feet soles, right? The overlockers don't have shanks on the press-a-feet like a sewing machine, like a Bernina. They have a flat sole, so they all fit in there.
Yeah.
And
it's nice and firm.
Yeah, it is. So this is a tray, right?
Yes.
And then on the bottom, we have big compartments for bigger stuff, right? So the thing is that when you accumulate press-a-feet for your sewing machine, for that matter, or for the overlocker, if you're going to a class or retreat, you want to take it with you. You're going to go help a friend make curtains, whatever. You're always questioning, okay, which feet do I need to take with me? Did I leave one behind? And do I bring everything back home, right? Well, with this, everything lives in one place, because when you take this out, it can go in your drawer at home. And
perfect.
then it's basically just a tray in the drawer.
Yes.
When you're ready to go somewhere, in the case it goes, you close it up, and then when you zip it up, everything goes with you.
Right.
So
and then you never forget anything.
exactly, it's not an either or anymore.
Yes.
Everything goes with you, and there's plenty of compartments in there to accommodate a lot of feet. So this is awesome. And then of course carrying handle. And I was told this is wide enough to clear if you travel. You go to a retreat, wherever. If you have your like a machine suitcase, this could go on top. The pass-through handles.
Oh, nice.
Will go through this.
Perfect.
So that is another big feature.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Yeah, and that looks beautiful too.
So now we have, Burnett is made for Bernina, right? It's our value line. And this is what was very popular model because it's so well-rounded. We pushed it up to the next level.
It stitches beautifully.
Yeah, and it's really, it comes with, all the extras you need to really take it to the next level. And now, whether it's thread or taking your accessories, we are well equipped, a really functional sewing room.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we are going to go to a brief video. When we come back, we have a holiday surprise.
Oh.
And then we'll take your questions.
Great. Sounds good.
When you just want to worry about the design and not the sewing, it's tremendous.
Wenn ich in Zürich unterwegs bin, sehe ich inspirierende Leute mit lässigen Kleidern und zum Teil inspiriert mich das so sehr, da muss ich heim und das nachmachen.
The best part is just driving the free motion machine, and it is so much fun.
The joy was in the design, but when she puts it on, it sings.
Also ich nähe vor allem eigentlich für mich, es ist meine Zeit, wo ich runterfahren kann, da komme ich in den Flow rein. Eigentlich fast wie beim Yoga.
A big day for me is the day that I get to gift it, and that person will be wrapping themselves up in that quilt, and that makes me the happiest.
It's a big, big day. Yeah.
We are back, and this is the holiday box. And to know a little more, just a little more about it, Haley has a bit of info for us.
Yeah, so we have the new holiday box launching this fall. You guys probably familiar with, an advent calendar type thing. This is a surprise box for you. So the value of the contents of this box are over $1,000. And we don't want to ruin the surprise, but generally speaking, you're going to find some unique Bernina swag, collectibles, accessories, notions, all sorts of goodies that you can really only get in this box. If you're interested, if you want to ruin the surprise, if you want to spoil the surprise, you can visit your local store and they will have a complete list for you. But who doesn't like having a surprise, opening a little present every day? And these are going to be coming a little bit later this year, of course, for the holidays. You can find these closer to October, November or so. It's a really great box, though. I mean, having already spoiled the surprise for myself.
And if you're into dropping hints, somebody could offer you the box. It's already nicely packaged. You don't even need to wrap it.
Yeah, I know where they can find some more information about it if you need to send it their way.
Cool. Well, that's great. That is awesome. So we're gonna take questions?
Yeah. And if you haven't sent in questions and you have some, send them our way. We have our moderators to help us out, and we're happy to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Okay, hi everybody. We have a few questions from Facebook in our webinar today. The first question comes from Liz. Can you see all the new designs on the Bernina 790 Pro somewhere online?
Yes, you absolutely can. If you visit the B790 Pro page on bernina.com and go to the support tab, you can actually download the entire product's PDF manual, and the manual will have photos of all of the embroidery designs built in, all of the decorative stitches, and in the meantime, you can actually read a little bit more about those features on the machine if you're not completely sold just yet.
Okay. The next question was, what was the price for the holiday box?
The price on the holiday box, the MSRP, is $9.99.
But as always, final pricing is always at the local store, right?
Yeah, at most, you'll be finding it at $9.99.
Okay, and another attendee wanted to know if the high thread tension bobbin case is compatible with the 790 Pro.
Of course it is. You can totally use that high thread tension case if you find you need a little bit more tension on the bobbin with certain types of embroidery. And with that, you can use the red bobbin case that has lower tension on the bobbin thread for bobbin work or other decorative techniques.
Okay, we have another question. Is there other options for alternative alphabets? Can I download them to my 790?
Sure. I mean, Kate, you work, you're a embroidery gal.
Yeah, I can take it away.
Yeah.
So with that, it's not going to work the same as our other alphabets, but you can always go to somewhere like OESD and download more alphabets and be able to place them. That'll be more like placing a design. So we'll go like one letter at a time, unless you have software. Then we can have some more options there. Always, the answer with embroidery often is like, if you have software, we have more options.
V9 software, if you bring in a alphabet collection, so let's say 26 designs, 26 letters, you can map them to your keyboard in the software. So then when you're using that fancy alphabet collection, you can actually type it in as well.
I believe there's a great tutorial on We All Sew about that as well.
Yes.
The Bernina blog has an awesome tutorial for you. So
Mary Beck.
Yes, Mary Beck did a great job.
Okay, we have another question. We have an attendee who lives a little bit far from her dealer, and she wanted to know if she can buy the Yaya Han edition online.
That's a good question. I am not sure. I don't have the answer to that. Yes, we can?
Yes.
There we go. Yes.
You can buy it online.
They don't let me touch the money.
Shop
Yeah.
Shop.
So
there's a microphone there for you.
yeah, the URL is shop.bernina.com.
If we have any more questions on here. We have another person who wants to know, where can I get more BQM designs for my 790 Pro coming out?
Well, of course, you can always find embroidery or quilting designs of any file format from embroideryonline.com. That's OESD, they're our sister company. We love and trust them. Anything you get from them is going to be, you know, premium quality. There are other third-party designers out there that design long arm files. You can digitize your own with Art and Stitch software. It's just like embroidery design. Once you find the places to get those things and get the software, a whole new world opens up. But you have 76 built in on the 790 Pro, but you know, an infinite amount at your fingertips online or through software.
Okay, let me see if we have any more questions here. I think that's all of our questions. How many, oh, somebody wanted to know how many designs were on the machine again. Sorry, on the 790.
The 790 Pro has 500 embroidery designs built in. And like I said, compared to the existing 790 Plus or 770, even the 880 Plus, this is a whole new library of embroidery designs. And comparing just numbers from the 790 Plus to the 790 Pro, we have, I believe, 194 additional. So more than the 790 Plus has, but all of them are new.
Okay. Another question is, can you talk about the class that comes with the 790 Pro?
Who wants to talk about Skill Hub?
You.
I can talk about Skill Hub. So the Bernina Skill Hub is a new online platform coming from Bernina, coming from this team. These are the faces that you're going to see online. We're working on it. But there will be educational courses for you, again, to view at all hours of the day, to walk you through using your machine. So we're starting with, you know, those basic kind of mastery courses. So when you take that machine home, we'll take you through pretty much every feature that's on the machine. And nothing will compare to taking the class in your local store and having somebody with you hands-on to learn your machine. But it's a really great reference to come back to when you're a couple weeks out from that class and you can't remember exactly how that feature worked or where to find it on the machine. The Skill Hub course will have all that information for you. So this is new from Bernina. We're just starting to launch this year, and you know.
And there's other courses already beyond that.
Yeah, there's other stuff coming too.
Planned, yeah.
You know, eventually we'll.
And there's nothing better
do
than
all
be
sorts
able
of
to
fun stuff.
revisit. Certain things will stick the first time, and there's certain things that may take 2 or 3 passes, and then the light bulb, happens. And I'm like that. So
certainly happens to me.
Yeah. And the nice thing about that is that you can view this from a tablet. You don't need to be in front of the computer per se.
Yeah.
So it's really, you can just revisit. There'll be videos. There's downloadable material, to go with the courses. So it'll be a very good package to, convey the information and be able to reuse it.
Yeah, and interactive too. It's not just sitting and watching a series of tutorials.
We ask questions.
We ask questions. There's other, kind of stitch out activities involved with each of the courses, but you'll get more information about that as it starts to roll out. It's very new. We're just starting to talk about it. So keep your eyes peeled a little later this year, and from your local store. They'll have all the information about it too. And you'll be able to get access to these classes through your store as well as, directly online. So keep your eyes peeled.
Okay, our next question is, can you talk about how the laser moves when you sew with it on?
That is so cool.
I could talk.
We love it.
Actually, I caught Haley saying earlier yesterday that, she has a laser and she's not afraid to use it.
I'm not, and I'm not afraid to keep it on. Once you get used to using it, it's so nice to just always have that visual of where the needle is going to go next in your fabric. So the laser itself, mechanically inside the machine, is attached to the needle bar. So every time your needle moves position for a decorative stitch, or if you're moving for, even just a simple straight stitch, the laser's moving with the needle. It's incredibly precise. That laser point, it's hard to see on camera for you guys watching at home, but again, go to your store and see it in person. It's bright, it's fine, it's precise.
It's smaller than any other laser on the market.
Yeah, it really is pinpoint. It's about the size of your needle, or the width of 40 weight roughly thread. It's really, really precise, and comparatively, it is probably the most precise one on the market, the
And-
most precise one I've used.
When I first saw it, the first thing that jumped to me was applique. I used to teach
Applique.
applique at the sewing
Yeah.
machine, and we're always guessing with the presser foot opening,
Mhm.
or the open toe, but we're always guessing, and now it is right there. You know when you meet that corner
Mhm.
that you need to pivot. It's
With the blanket stitch.
yeah, as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
blanket stitch, I use it a lot with the stitch regulator with free motion quilting to be able to see exactly where my needle's going to drop when I start my seam. If I'm doing patchwork, I can see where my needle's going to drop on the edge of the fabric, because I want to make sure when you start your seam, sewing, you don't want to be sewing in the air on a sewing machine. So I can make sure that I have my fabric just under that needle so that the very first stitch I take passes through
Yeah.
the fabric and I don't wind up with jams and all sorts of bad things. It's
know
so
where-
great. It's just great.
It's so great. I'm really bad at binding anyway, so even just a normal run-of-the-mill binding, I loved having it for that. But then for a decorative stitch binding, because I could keep track of where my decorative stitch is going to be all the time.
Mhm.
So every time, it's me, so it starts to go a little wonky, and I could just bring it right back.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
really
so
useful.
true with decorative stitch binding. And I love to do decorative stitch recipes too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's going to be so nice to
Yeah.
have them all lined, especially if you're doing a stitch and you want to do a second row and have it symmetrical.
Mhm.
That will be so easy. And it saves time you don't have to mark everything. with
Yeah,
a
there's a lot less
temporary
just
marker.
guesswork
You
and
just-
hoping that it lands where you want it to
Yeah.
land.
My quilts all have pretty much square sashing. They're wall pieces, they're thread paintings, and I do a ton of stitch. Well, put all stitch in the ditch.
Yeah.
Where was the laser 5-10 years ago? I have a quilt in black fabric, late at night, figure out where your needle's going to be. You need to cross your line, not cross the lines, tee the lines.
Yeah.
And with the laser now, it's no questions asked.
Yeah.
You know exactly. So it's the best thing, in a long time.
Mhm.
And the fact that it moves with the needle is everything.
Yeah, and it's not, it's right there in the status bar on the machine screen at all times, where you can tap,
Tap on,
it on
tap
and
off.
off.
Yeah.
You can be in the middle of sewing a seam. You can be in the middle of stitching on embroidery. You can just turn it on and off when
Yeah.
if you don't want it, but I never don't want it on.
I always
So-
do it
And I'm a beginning and end, turn it on and then turn it off in the middle, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's
that's
great.
awesome. Yeah, it's great.
Like I said, we could talk about the laser for
Yeah, I
days.
know.
I almost put a comment when the teasers were out with the little image, and the one with the laser, I almost commented pew pew.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we have another question. Is there a simulator online for the 790 Pro?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
The simulator and, like I said, the manual are both on that support page if you find the 790 Pro on BERNINA.com.
Okay. And then will there be a class at the Creative Center for the 790 Pro?
There will be eventually.
Well, actually, there will be more than one because we are replacing machines that we had in the 7 series.
Mhm.
We're replacing with a fleet of 790 Pros. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to, even if you have like a 770 or 790 plus at home, you'll be able to test drive a 790 Pro when you come to the Creative Center.
Yeah, so we will have dedicated training or get to know your 790, plus Pro will be updated to include the 790 Pro. We're working on it right now. The machines are just kind of starting to roll out to stores. Your local store might have a floor model at this point for you to see in person. They probably, more likely than not, they have one already, and they'll be getting stock soon. So by the time that you guys are buying them and taking them home, we'll have some classes lined up for you, I think starting in the beginning of 2024. But like I said, we got Skill Hub coming a little sooner, and your dealer is able to train you in person on this machine. So there's lots of resources if you can't come to us here at the Creative Center.
Okay, there is another question about, can you compare the needle threader on the 790 Pro to the one that's currently on the 880?
How technical do we want to be? I'm capable of getting very technical, but I won't for today. It's quicker. That's the easiest way to put it. On the 880 Plus, we have a different threading process where your thread has to trigger a pre-threaded sensor, and then the presenter comes out, your needle moves position, and then the needle threader comes and swings in. It's a multi-step process on the 880. It's not hard. it doesn't take very long once you get the hang of the process to do it. But on the 790 Pro, it's just that much more foolproof. The threading of the machine is the same as other 7 Series machines. It's just at the very end, you'll bring your thread through the presenter, trim the excess on the side, and just press the button. And the actual threading mechanism itself is real quick to just come in, thread, and come right back up.
Because it's already lined up with a needle.
Yeah. And technically, the parts and functioning of it is different than the 880. You won't see that. You know, the average sewist wouldn't see that. I probably wouldn't really be able to tell looking at them side by side. But the part is a little bit different, and because the sew head on the 7 Series is smaller than the 8 Series, so we had to make some adjustments. It's a little bit different, but it's a really great threader. It's very reliable.
So reliable. That's the thing that I'm excited for you guys to see, is just how it hits that mark every time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really easy. You thread like you always did. You just cut, you know, as you go towards cutting at the end, you're passing the presenter, and then you just push the button. So love it.
You're gonna love it.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is the mastery guide updated for Pro?
Yes, it is. So your store has the mastery workbooks. I believe the mastery workbooks are available online on BERNINA.com. They're getting uploaded. They're getting uploaded, yeah. So they will be available directly to you, but your store for sure already has the updated workbooks. Yeah, with all of these wonderful new features on the 790 Pro.
There's an awesome comment from Mary. Sylvain was at Chestnut Ridge earlier this year. You said the new model would be so worth waiting for. You were so right.
Yay! I don't have to lie. I knew it would be that worth the wait. So.
Okay, that does it for all of our questions today. Thank you everybody for joining us for our new products that we're launching this year from BERNINA. We hope to see you again soon. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.